and Meredith Speck all there. Look for Meredith Speck and Hannah Betford to really penetrate behind the back lines just to provide a different look. Joelle Anderson comes back into that center back role with a start in the partnership with Abby Dahlkemper.
Week 5 in the NWSL, and a matchup that early in the year you would have thought would be circled, both beneath the playoff line. Doesn't turn tonight for North Carolina. Week 5 in the NWSL, and a matchup that early in the year you would have thought would be circled, both beneath the playoff line. Multi-week trial. She's talking to her dad on the bus going to the last friendly. I don't think I'm going to make this team. And if I don't make this team, well, I gave it a shot. And that might be it. And now she's one of the league's absolute best. Pressure from Pinto forces it back to Silkowitz.
One for Kurtz, that 1v1 defending so great, but such an organizer as well for the back line. And they've given up only 3 goals in the run of play so far this year. And a lot of that is her being able to organize and make sure, especially because they build out of that back 3 where one player has that more advanced position. You have to be organized on a loss of possession, and she's a big part of it.
Kundananji has a step, trying to get inside of Williams, got the cross away. Ricochets high to Conti, drops off, Huff! Blocked away, sent toward frame by Bailey, and pushed out by Murphy. So a barrage from Bay and a corner to come.
Well, all of that starts in the 1v1 isolation wide, the ball over the top. Ryan Williams does well to track Kundananji. That's not an easy feat. She gets in front. Kundananji still plays it across. Rouse shows a lot of composure defensively as it's forced backwards. And I like the choice of Huff to go for placement. But this is good box organized defending and a great attack from Bay FC.
Taylor Huff, 3-time All-American out of FSU. Header looping, pushed up off the bar. Lima was able to send a looping header. Anderson tries to chip it back through another corner.
Now, this one didn't look like it really was going to cause any issues. Lima just directs it to a dangerous area, and I think it was misjudged by Murphy. Gets a little lucky, does get the hand on it to go over the crossbar. And again, they're having to reorganize and defend in the box because it's just some awkward things happening right there.
Another corner for Bay. Another corner for Bay.
It's not good when you're giving up this many in a row if you're a Courage fan, but Bay FC, they just need to keep putting it into that 6-yard box because that's where it becomes very dangerous, especially when a team is scrambling to defend.
Ball whipped across, knocked down. Clearance as high as Speck. Pickett helps to win it back. Didasco sends outside. Huff, jagged run back in, whips the service in over the top and bounces to Murphy. I'd imagine Bay fans are nodding right now. This is what they're looking for.
And there's possession with a purpose. They're getting it a little higher up the field and looking to expose some wide areas, and that's a recipe for success for them against this Courage team.
Lumped in over the top. Pinto trying to sprint onto it. Got behind Anderson, who caught up, and Pinto trying to uncork something similar to a week ago. See what she's trying to do in the 9.
Well, and she can still penetrate the space in behind, does well to use her body, gets the spin, and it's a bit optimistic from Pinto.
Pinto did a center forward last year when Caroline got injured. Of course, Caroline Conti, it was a good idea. Kurtz got it with her arm.
Well, I was going to say it was good transition defending because I didn't think that was going to be called, but handball nonetheless. I guess this does allow it to slow down still so the Courage players can get behind the ball, especially the midfield back. But you can see where Conti was trying to play quick around the pressure of the back 3 as they're in that expansive attacking shape.
These two teams best in the league in controlled final third entries, which is to say not a hopeful hit of the ball forward, but rather carrying the ball into the final third, dare I say, with control.
And it's something that's very interesting, because you're right, they never really look in a rush when they're there. They're fine recycling it, both teams. There are moments, though, to cut the corner, get around, but you can still do it in a controlled manner, and I think both these teams are still trying to figure that piece out.
Pickett unloads! Oh! What an incredible goal from Kiki Pickett! Out of nowhere! Bay lead in North Carolina on an absolute starter!
Well, this is where individual brilliance can absolutely come into play. It's a throw-in going backwards, the distribution from Joelle Anderson, the first touch, and then she just unleashes this shot. It's absolutely picture perfect, but I love the first touch, and she takes it on the bounce. She lets it go down where she can get her body over it with a great strike of the laces. What an incredible goal from the midfielder.
And that is your goal of the week.
100%.
Oh my gosh. What a hit.
But just kind of depends on how your personnel are clicking at any given moment.
Well, plenty for Sean to contemplate. There are a few better whiteboard wizards in our game. And there is halftime. The expectation this week was a better performance. We'll find out whether they flatline again, as was described a week ago against Gotham. Second half underway. The sun is set here in Cary.
A little bit uncomfortable at the back.
Kurtz colliding with Kundananji. Bailey gotten forward. Now the ball chipped ahead to Dorian Bailey. Trying to slice across. Williams. Clearance goes as far as Kundananji, who sends it right at frame. And Murphy, no real concern.
See coming at you. But to be fair, she did try the one in the midfield first.
Ball into Pinto. Inverting Williams. Back here to Macy Bell. Bedford, Shaw. Pickett, Huff, out the other side, brilliant from Bay.
Well, that change of point is so important because of Roush being inverted. There's so much space on the opposite side wing for them to take advantage of, and with the pace of Lima, that's what you want.
That forces Bell out to defend. Ball laced above the bar. Ball sent long here. Manaka. O'Sullivan. Way by Pickett, the goal scorer, way back in the 33rd minute. Dumps it over Vine into Kundananji. Kurtz trailing backward. Kundananji. Bay FC remains North Carolina's kryptonite. A 1-0 win on the road, a Kiki Pickett stunner. And Bay FC defeat the Courage 1-0.